Hello, space pilot Mr. Cool Guy here. And, you know, it's good that I get to, hear from Velkor, his opinions on the facts. It helps give a fresh perspective to me, to know what he thinks of us humans. Yeah, you know, I'm going to enjoy his thoughts on it. Well, anyways, it's time for 10 more round of facts that you may or may not know. And as always, it's time for fact number 1. Unique moves. U.S. champion gymnast Simone Biles has 5 gymnastic moves named after her. 2 on the floor, 1 on the beam, and 2 on the vault. Dang. That's being so good at what you do that you get 5 moves named after you. Right? I mean, it's one thing to be good enough to, majority of the time be winning like gold medal in an event in the Olympics for your team, like you're just that good. But then it's another thing to get 5 moves named after you. Right? That's just yeah, that's pretty darn impressive. They could probably name a move after me, a move for something. Probably call it the cool move, because it's done by a real cool guy. Or I guess you could say cool dude. Well, time to move on to fact number 2. Stroller spectacle. A father to quintuplets, Chad Kemple, now has one more reason to be proud. He set a world record for running a half marathon while pushing his 5 youngest children in a stroller, with his wife Amy biking beside him. The family crossed the finish line in 2 hours 19 minutes at the Oakland Running Festival in California. He was pushing 240 pounds, or 108.86 kilograms, the combined weight of the stroller and children. Yeah, wow. Okay, that means he was quite strong, right? Because he was, like, pushing 5 children in a stroller. The total weight was 240 pounds. He was running a half marathon, right? He ran for 2 hours and 19 minutes while pushing his 5 children in a stroller. His 5 youngest children, which implies they have more than 5 children, which that's quite a lot of children. I mean, wow, that's a big family. I mean, it's not like 19 kids and counting type big, potentially, but still. Quintuplets. That's 5 children born at the same time. The mother carried 5 children at the same time, and they all lived. That's incredible. And man, If those youngest children were able to talk, they'd probably be saying, "Run, Dad, run!" Well, it's time for fact number 3. Roll out. When the going gets tough, the tough get rolling? At least that's what the armadillo lizard of South Africa might say. When this reptile gets scared, it bites its own tail and curls into a ball. Its back, legs, neck, and tail are covered in thick spikes. When the lizard is rolled up, they help protect its soft underside from hungry predators. Interesting. So it's like an armadillo. Only this armadillo lizard bites its own tail. Like, I wonder if it would hurt, like, when it bites it. Does it, like, feel any pain in its tail? Or does it bite down just enough to form the protective shell, but not cause pain? But it probably would do that, because if it bit its tail enough to cause pain, it would also have to learn how to, ignore the pain and not make whatever sound it would make when it gets hurt. So, yeah. Just roll up into a ball and roll out. Alright, time to move on to fact number 4. Rock my baby. If you see a giant baby sleeping in the Gobi Desert, don't wake him up. The baby is actually a sculpture by artist and Professor Dong Shubing titled Son of the Earth. It was created using 3D scanning technology. The peaceful sleeper is made of rough red sandstone, measuring almost 50 feet or 15 meters long and over 14 feet or 4.3 meters tall. That's... wow. Man, could you imagine coming to that in the desert, right? You see something off in the distance, right? It looks vaguely like the shape of a giant baby. Now, you'd probably assume it was a sculpture, potentially. But a giant baby sculpture in the middle of the desert, you'd probably think you were seeing things. So you'd approach it. It wasn't going away. Now, those who are superstitious or whatever, or, I don't know, believe in mythical creatures, like believe they're real, like the Loch Ness Monster, probably think it's a giant. A living, breathing, giant infant. Until they get up and there and see it's a sculpture. Then they'd probably be like, oh, that's not real. Dang, I need to get my eyes checked. Alright. Well, let's move on to fact number 5. Kept cake. Elaine Nishimura made a surprising discovery after her mother died in 2019, aged 102. When going through her mother's things, Elaine found the top tier of her parents' wedding cake from 1943. The 76-year-old cake was in pristine condition and may be donated to a museum. A 76-year-old cake. Just the top tier. In pristine condition. Including the cake. That's, you know what that is? I'll tell you what it is. That's a McDonald's level stuff right there. That's a McDonald's level pristine food right there. A 76-year-old top tier of a cake is in pristine condition. That means no mold, no nothing. Did McDonald's make this wedding cake or something? Cause like, I mean, this sounds like something made from McDonald's. I mean, no offense to whichever baker made it. It's just the whole fact that it made it that long and is in pristine condition. Right? If you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, a McDonald's burger would probably survive the apocalypse and be just fine. Yeah. But anyways, that wow. But like, how did no one for 76 years find the cake? Like, that cake had to have been well hidden. Or that tier of the cake had to have been well hidden for no one to find it for 76 years. But that's wow. That's a long time. And it's gonna be put in a museum. Well, anyways, let's move on to fact number 6. Weather Watcher. In 2023, 92-year-old Arlene Cole of Newcastle, Maine, marked 65 years of serving as a weather watcher for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Every day at 5 p.m. she reports on her local weather conditions. 92 years old. 92 years old as a weather watcher for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. 65 years serving as it. Like, the older you get, like, once you pass a certain age, like, your chances of staying on the job, of getting to keep it, and them not replacing you for someone younger, it gets tougher and harder. Because, you know, most companies want someone young, new, and fresh. Gotta phase out the old. Oh, out with the old and with the new. The fact that she's 92 and is still doing it, that's some dedication. 65 years straight. Right? That would mean she started at 27. So since she was 27 years old, she's been doing this. Well, let's move on to fact number 7. Speed clapper. Dalton Meyer of Davenport, Iowa, can clap his hands 1,140 times in 1 minute, about 19 claps per second. He has mastered the art of wrist clapping, where he strikes the palm of his hand with his wrist and fingers. That is some very, very fast clapping. Like, 1,140 times in a minute. Like, how, like, wow. I mean, I guess, yeah, you can train your hands to clap that fast, but like, I wonder what it would look like clapping that fast, right? If he clapped 1,140 times in a minute, that means the total number of claps per hour would be 60,840 claps per hour. That is a lot of claps. That is just a lot of claps. Like 60,840 per hour. That is nuts. But let's move on to fact number 8. Bar crawl. Nathan Crimp had a drink at 67 different bars in his hometown of Brighton, England, in 17 hours, starting at 11 a.m. on September 17th, 2022, and finishing the following day at 4 a.m. He walked over 18 miles, 29 kilometers, and said a lot of his time was spent going to the toilet. That is 67 drinks. 67 drinks of alcohol. Right? That means he completed this world record fueled on nothing but 67 glasses of alcohol. And then he probably went home and slept. But man, the hangover he probably had after having 67 drinks. Granted, it was technically 67 in a row, but not from the same bar. If the man didn't get drunk, somehow, that would be quite impressive. Because there ain't no way you can have 67 drinks and not get drunk. I mean, that's, you know, well, let's move on to fact number 9, land hopping. It took Dr. Alayarani and Sujoy Kumar Mitra from India just 3 days, 1 hour, 5 minutes to visit all 7 continents of the world. They set off from Antarctica on December 4th, 2022, and finished in Melbourne, Australia on December 7th. 3 days, 1 hour and 5 minutes to visit all 7 continents of the world. That is pretty darn fast. Sheesh. That's, you know, they probably made some memories while going around the world. Now imagine you managed to visit every country in 3 days, 1 hour, and 5 minutes. I mean, that probably wouldn't be possible just because of the sheer amount of countries in the world. But, you know, it would be quite impressive. Yeah, very impressive, if you ask me. Well, anyways, let's move on to fact number 10. Nap pod. In Japan, you can take a nap standing up. I'm not sure how. Made by Koyoju Plywood Corporation, Giraffe Nap is a vertical pod meant for standing sleepers. The Nescafe Sleep Cafe in Tokyo offered the standing sleeping pods for a limited time, and people take naps in them. They have adjustable lights, armrests, and fans inside as well. The giraffe nap can also be used for tired workers in the office. A pod meant for standing sleepers. How? How are you able to fall asleep standing up? We have beds that lay flat for a reason. Why? Because people shouldn't be able to sleep standing up. Well, I mean, they can, right? But like, I figured no one would be able to because it would be too uncomfortable, right? Like, you wouldn't be able to sleep standing up. I mean, I guess you could fall asleep while standing up, but you just fall over. But, I mean, there'd have to be a bit of pain after coming out of the napping pod, right? Or is there a limit to how long your body can tolerate sleeping standing up? Interesting. Very interesting. Well, there you have it. There was 10 random facts you may or may not have known, but you know now. Were there any that you knew? If so, let me know down below. And you know, if you have any additional information on the facts that you'd like to share, then put that down in the comments below too. Or, you know, if you just want to say hello, then that's welcome too. And you know, why not subscribe? It'll only take a couple seconds. It would really help. And what do you get out of subscribing? Well, you get to have me in your subscriptions feed, so that way you don't have to go searching for my channel to see if I posted something new. You can find it in your subscriptions feed. If you want to get extra notified, like notified the second one of these gets posted, then hit that notification bell. And you know, give it a like if you enjoyed. And share this with others so they have the chance to hear these 10 random facts that you just heard. Well, anyways, I'm Space Pilot Mr. Cool Guy. And as I always say when it comes to the facts, dear space cadets, say it with me now. To infinity and more facts.